edition of Eating Like a Seasteader. We've got a very special episode for you today. It's the season finale, and if you've been following along, you've been through the thick and the thin of it with me and Katie as we've cooked with all these exotic things, and we decided to get back to basics today with one of the staples in my diet, and I hope that you'll adopt it as a staple in your diet as well, the sardine. The avocado, California's crown jewel. Some people don't know that the avocado is actually a fruit, but as far as fruit go, it's got to be one of my favorites. I say that in a time of universal deceit, buying a 4-pack of avocados is a revolutionary act. Avocados are loaded up with good healthy fats. It's good for your skin, it's good for your hair, and it goes excellent in the California roll. And we're doing a modified version of the California roll today because Californians, we like to live on the edge, so close to the ocean that we're about to fall in. The West Coast, it's a place where we're not afraid to try new ideas, whether it's seasteading or a sardine sushi roll. Typically they put some sort of crab or imitation crab in the California roll, but we're going with the poor man's paleo version, the cheapest fish that balances health with wealth. Doesn't break the bank, and it's got a wildly good taste, wildly good for the planet, and wildly good for you. That's the wildly good promise of Wild Planet sardines. Now, I picked these up the other day at Grocery Outlet because they were on sale for $1.50 a can, which is about as good a deal as you can find, but you can get good deals on sardines at Costco, even Trader Joe's has a decent brand. And keep on the lookout at Grocery Outlet because every once in a while they've got the good kind. You want it to be in water or olive oil. Try to stay away from brands that put it in sunflower oil or any of these that are really rich in the polyunsaturated fats. That's a dangerous sort of toxic industrial seed oil that's used for a lot of things, but originally it was used as industrial paint thinner. So do you want to eat that? I didn't think so. The way to test is put it in your fridge, and if the oil stays liquid, that means it's good real olive oil. If it turns solid, that means that it's probably one of those nasty fats you want to stay away from. So together, the avocado and the sardines make up a powerhouse of quality fat. You've got the EPA and DHA in the sardines, plus 18 grams of protein. Hey, quiet.
We're filming here. It's saying, hey, get that plastic bag out of my water.
Yes, sadly, we have pollution here, but we're going to do the best we can to get that cleaned up here with Seasteading Industries in the near future. Did you know that you can cut an avocado with scissors?
Now you do. Oh my God.
There you go. Saves time. Time is money. Poor man's paleo. All rights reserved. I'm just going to cut this into thin slices. The thinner, the easier it's going to be to work with. Making sure that we're not cutting through the back of the avocado. This stuff is no good for the sushi, so you can just scrape that out and eat it yourself. But don't eat it directly off the knife, like a barbarian. No barbarians! Okay, now, sometimes the pits can be tricky to get out. My technique just involves thwacking it down. Make sure that your fingers are not flush with the top of the avocado, otherwise you can cut yourself, because you want to give it a nice thwack, and then just rotate it to twist it out. Woo! Biodegradable. It's actually good for the ocean.
I grow microgreens at home, and I've got some mustard growing, so I'm gonna chop off some mustard. Sprouting seeds is a great way to get a lot of nutrients compacted into a small plant like this. So these are gonna go in our sushi roll, and it's gonna add a nice kick to the roll.
So the poor man's paleo version of sushi just makes a few changes from the traditional sushi. One of those changes is in the rice. I pre-prepared this rice the other day because it actually needed time for an additional stage, which is refrigeration. And I cooked this with a little bit of coconut oil, which is rich in lauric acid, and what the process of cooking it with coconut oil does is it actually increases the amount of a particular kind of starch called resistant starch, which is good for your gut bacteria, and the overall carbohydrate ratios of the rice go down. So we're replacing some carbohydrates with fat, which is our body's preferred source of fuel. Let's roll.
Let's do this.
So we've got our rolling materials, which traditionally, again, we would be using a bamboo roller. but I looked it up online and it turns out you can use a towel and saran wrap. And we're on a boat where we don't have all the supplies we'd like.
You can't, there's no space for it.
That's right. So we're gonna double these up. And since we don't have saran wrap, we're just gonna use what's left of this Ziploc bag. That's conservation right there. So we lay out our saran wrap on top of the towel, and we're gonna put this down, and now Katie's getting some rice. We're just gonna get that all over, spread nice and thin on top. The rice is a little bit sticky.
As it should be. Nice rice making, Charlie.
Thank you very much. Now I'm just gonna lay out a few pieces of this avocado. You got it thinly sliced. The thinner it is, the easier it will be to work with. Let's get our sardines. Just gonna slice this straight down the middle. You can see that these ones still have the bones, which are very nutritious, very delicious. I'm gonna try to actually break up the sardines a little bit, more like imitation crab. A little salt, as fresh as can be. Just so fresh it hurts. All right, let's roll. This has got to be eaten straight away. Here we go. Take a look at that. Mmm. 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 Better than rich man sushi. In this episode, we showed you how to make poor man's sushi with sardines, avocado, and nori. Plus, the added benefit of the low-carb rice with resistant starch and the microgreens. This is as super a food as superfood can get. Not only does it give you DHA for your brain, it gives you that good solid energy from the rice, the B vitamins in the sushi, and all of the nutrients in the microgreens. Well, I hope you enjoyed this season of Eating Like a Seasteader. We had a lot of fun and we want to come back for another season, but hey, if you enjoy Eating Like a Seasteader as much as our friend the seagull over here does, you're going to want to be sure to sign up for the email list to receive a free guide to Eating Like a Seasteader, the concise guide to ocean superfoods. It's got a list of all the seaweeds that we used in these recipes, plus the fish and the bivalves. It tells you where to buy them and why we should embrace a diet so rich in the produce of the sea. And finally, be sure to subscribe to the Seasteading YouTube channel and make sure you're also set up to receive notifications so that when the new season drops, you won't miss a minute of
Eating Like a Seasteader!
And the avocado is also my spirit animal.
To be more down on the boat, perhaps.
Hey Katie, can we eat a seagull next season? Sing.
How do you patch a nori?
How do you patch a nori like Maria? Uh-oh, it's coming out the sides. Welcome to the Seastead. Welcome to the Seastead.
I mean,
we got sprouts and sardines. We got everything you want.
Everyone's welcome at the Seaweed Cafe, where seaweed tea is served all day, where you may hear some salty tales or watch for ships or seas or whales. The Seaweed Cafe.